AITA? I found out my sister is pretending to be my daughter's mother. When my 27 female fiancé and I first announced my pregnancy to my family, my sister, 34, was a little jealous. I'm assuming it's because she was trying for a baby with her ex-partner, but they broke up because he was a cheat. I gave birth to my daughter 7 months ago. Her name is Kaya. When I returned to work after 12 weeks of maternity leave, my sister offered to babysit Kaya once a week, which has been incredibly helpful. Not too long ago, one of my close friends who also recently had a child approached me to tell me that my sister is in a mother's group on Facebook and she's posting photos of Kaya and she's calling my daughter hers and she's also calling her by a different name. My friend sent me screenshots of my sister's posts and I was completely disturbed, so I spoke to my fiancé and we both decided we had to take action immediately. I went over to my sister's and asked her directly about what she was posting on Facebook. She did not deny it and also had no explanation. Therefore, I told her that she's banned from seeing my daughter. My sister flipped out and said that I can't take Kaya away from her and then called me a selfish bitch and she started crying. I have never seen my sister act this way before. It was alarming. I ask her if there's anything else I need to know because she may as well just spill everything, so she shows me a framed photo she has in her bedroom of her and my daughter, and on the frame is written mother and daughter. I'm not going to lie, I did call her crazy and then I left and haven't spoken to her since, although she continues to try and come over and calls me multiple times a day. My mind is an absolute mess. I don't know where we go from here. Am I the butthole for how I handled the situation? NTA et al. You need to protect your daughter. Your sister needs some serious help. What she is doing is not healthy at all. You could try telling her that she can see your daughter only after she gets into therapy. And I'd also have a chat with their parents too. This sounds incredibly unhealthy and problematic, and can only get worse if left untreated. Exactly this. Please original post, get your sister help that she so desperately needs. Talk to your family, friends that know her, maybe any other people close to her. Don't give up on her. She seems like she's on the verge of a mental breakdown. You have to get her help whether she wants it or not. I'd limit it to only the most trusted people, though. If this gets out to too many people, Op's sister could shame spiral and things could get much, much worse. I know what she did is very not okay, but getting her help while not shaming her as a line original post is going to have to navigate carefully. I have to agree with this. Don't do close friends, but just friends you know that won't talk about it and one that knows the situations. Make sure that the parents know, else, they'll get confused about it. I agree she needs help, but telling everyone just seems like an odd move designed to shame her. If she doesn't tell her family, there's a chance that the sister may convince an unsuspecting family member to give the child to her to babysit, then take off with her. Honestly though, I just wouldn't leave her unsupervised with any family until you're totally sure who's going to react reasonably and make safe decisions. If they don't want to believe what's going on with the sister, they may just act as if they were never told this information anyway, which could be even more dangerous. Similarly, let other people know not to release the kid to her, like actual babysitters. While she isn't school age, this is the sort of drama you'd have to let a school know about it. Also, people have killed people in this sort of delusion before. Obviously, I am not asking her to start announcing it with a loudspeaker, but talking to family and people close to her help get outside perspective and gauge the severity of the situation. Original post for sure must be busy with her pregnancy and then a newborn, so she may not know what's going on in her sister's life. First, the man she was with and wanted to start a family with cheated on her, and then with her sister living the life she imagined from her POV. Add that to the just global crapuation. Anyone can imagine what that can do to someone with slightest anxiety or any mental stress. People always shy away from talking about mental health and depression, thinking it's a social taboo and that any mental health related issues basically makes you an inept person or someone needed to be in a straitjacket. We need to start normalizing these conversations and make the changes that we so unquestionably need. In this case as well, instead of hiding this from family, original post really need their help to talk to her sister. Not an move, because this is the kind of behavior that ends with kids getting kidnapped by their own family members. The family needs to know. Yes. This is how kids end up kidnapped by family in a downward spiral. Honestly, I would suggest original post get a restraining order at this point because the likelihood of kidnapping is huge at this point. Op is definitely NTA, and the sister needs serious mental help. Yes, I didn't want to be all alarmist, but the second I read the part about the frame my kidnapping, bells went off. Yep. Absolutely this. So many red flags. If she can't respect your boundaries while you're processing this, then you need to enforce them for her by any means possible. Also, if you have childcare, op, please make sure they have your sister's name and a recent picture so they know to never let her near your child under any circumstances. And please make sure she is not listed anywhere as an emergency contact. Also make sure she doesn't have a spare key and maybe install an alarm if you don't already have one. If you watch Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu, they ignored the baby crying for a baby crying only for her to be kidnapped. Be super diligent. This should be top comment. Original post needs to take serious steps to protect her daughter and herself. Sister needs mental health help stat. Totally agree with you all. I hate to go there, but I'd rather be super safe and go to extremes. It's very likely. I don't see a restraining order helping. It's not like a kidnapper would be concerned with legalities. Definitely get the sister help, and pragmatically, best to keep her engaged with family, but away from original post and daughter. A restraining order won't stop someone from trying to harass, attack or kidnap anyone. What it will do, however, is give police the grounds to arrest the attacker/stalker, and potentially result in serving time in prison. Stalkers/harassers getting caught in the act is an important defense against this behavior. This is what people often don't realize. Interesting, good point. I doubt this is a good idea. That reaction is as severe as calling CPS because your spouse babysits their nieces 3 times a week. I use this analogy because it's something that got posted on Am I the Butthole, and I can't think of a better one right now. Yes, she has problems, but should you involve the law straight away? It's good enough to not allow contact with the child until the problem is solved, in my opinion. I'm not a parent, but getting a restraining order against your sibling sounds like a panic reaction, especially because the sister is behaving untypically, as stated by op. It's not like she is known for reckless behavior. As a parent, protecting your children by any means necessary trumps anything else. If someone were doing this with my children, I would immediately get a PPO. Agreed. Parents need to protect their children. If someone did that with my little one, I don't care who you are, what you're going through, or if this is completely out of character. You are out of mine and little one's life with a restraining order. On top of a restraining order, she needs new and tons of extra locks all over every door and window. Yep. This is how Lifetime movies start. My brother's dad, same mom different dads, tried to kidnap my brother as an infant. The only reason he didn't get away with it is his brother, I think it was, told my parents that he packed all his things and wasn't coming back, so do not give him the baby. That guy was absolutely a crappy guy who also abused me. My dad did kidnap me as a toddler. I was missing for a year because he hid me with virtual strangers. He didn't take me because he wanted time with me, he did it to punish my mother. Op, don't take this lightly. If your sister refuses intensive therapy, get that restraining order. I like that you mentioned kidnapping by family. But there is a natural term about what original post is describing, and it's called cyber kidnapping. There is a Dr. Phil episode based around this. Op, you need to make sure your parents are on the same page as you on this and are not enabling her. Things could take a terrible turn if they support her in this delusion, and I could see your sister claiming you kidnapped your child somewhere in the near future. Also, I can totally see original post leaving her daughter with the grandparents and the sister taking advantage of that time. What kind of terrible turn could they take? I mean, they aren't just going to take her word for it. And I'm sure original post has a birth certificate, witnesses to her pregnancy, pictures, and the end-all be-all DNA. The sister would likely disappear with a baby. It would be traumatizing for all. There are plenty of stories of women being murdered and their children being taken. Yes, get the sister help, but take out restraining orders and get security cameras. Info: is your sister infertile? There's a chance the sister is infertile and desperate to project. I've seen this exact scenario a million times on this sub. It's always some version of sister is infertile and feels entitled to other sister's womb/child. That would also explain the sudden change in behavior. Put your child first, but get sister some help. Infertility can really mess with certain women. I was thinking this too. If not infertile, maybe still some problems with conceiving or carrying a pregnancy to term. She may have found out while she was trying but didn't tell the rest of the family because it was traumatic for her. I'd say nah, sister really needs help. I don't think she is being voluntarily malicious, as original post herself said she has never been like this before. But yeah, original post has every right to not let her see her daughter too, at least until she gets help. I would not communicate with her at all. The sister would only hear the words take these specific actions, then I can have my own way again. You promised. Sister needs therapy no matter what, but that is her problem to figure out, not Op's responsibility to explain. I think original post should get a restraining order. It's clear her sister is unhinged and will pull something off around the kid. And let the local mom group know that she made fraudulent claims about having a child that actually isn't hers. They need to know too. No need to publicly embarrass a mentally ill woman like that. People nowadays are keen on looking good on social media. By exposing her like this, she might have a complete mental breakdown. What she did was crafty, but this can be discussed internally without everyone knowing. It doesn't need to be public, but she should definitely tell whoever moderates the Facebook group so they can take the post down and block her sister from making any more posts about her daughter. Yes, this. She's clearly not fit to be around children, period. Don't let other mothers believe she's a normal, healthy person, cause before you know it somebody will look for a babysitter and oh, there's the mother from the group I'm in who I'm getting along with, maybe she can watch my kid. No. No, she cannot. She should not be anywhere near kids at all. This is not normal behavior in the slightest. Mental health issues is tricky. But her reputation right now is not more important than the safety of kids around her. If she's gotten close to other parents with young kids or babies, they need to know what kind of risk they're getting themselves involved with unless she seeks serious therapy ASAP. If she haven't made any contacts, then just banning her from the group would be enough, as she'd be forgotten pretty quickly. Agreed, because not only is Op's baby at risk, we don't know what she will do if she's desperate. If she can find the pictures, she can report them to Facebook as being used without her permission. That actually works better because the sis may have posted the pics in several groups. Agree. No need to publicly humiliate her, just get the content taken down. NTA, but it sounds like your sister has some serious psychological issues and needs professional help ASAP. It will probably be safer for everyone to keep your daughter away from her, and you may want to install a home security system as well as inform any other caregivers that your sister does not have privileges regarding being around her. This type of thing is a huge red flag for mental health issues. If you can, you may want to encourage her to get help. NTA, agreed with the above poster. Op's sister is screaming for mental health help here. The framed picture, the name change, it's all way too much to say it's just a phase. You're absolutely right for avoiding any interaction between your child and your sister Op. Strongly recommend having a discussion to get her help, especially since you mentioned she's never behaved like this before. Never behaved like this before could be because this is the first baby she is around prolonged periods of time after she realized she can't have her own. Mental health concerns can rear its ugly head in so many different ways. She could have been perfectly fine with her relationship ending, but you're right. Seeing the shiny new baby and the ifs in life start niggling in your brain and unleash a lot. Are you kidding? It's a huge red flag in childcare, too. Most missing children are taken by someone they know. Op's sis seems like she's grooming the kid to abduct her. If the sister was allowed continual access despite this, she could easily just take the daughter and disappear. I agree with the others that this is also a mental health issue and she should get treatment. But don't let that stop you from being firm and taking care of your daughter. I would also invest in security systems and telling anyone who has access to your daughter that your sister is not allowed near her or even in the same building as her. For those that are watching her, daycare, etc., include a photo in case the sister does go crazy and tries to take the kid with an alias. Also, if necessary, ask them to call you for confirmation if either you or your husband isn't the one picking up the daughter. All of this. These are the red flags before they steal a baby out of the maternity ward. This is the kind of obsessive mindset of the women who, to not be too graphic, shall we say, take unborn children from pregnant women. Alarming to say the least. Yeah, and imagine as the kid grows up how confused this will make her if not handled now. She could potentially end up with mental health issues born out of the confusion. There was actually an Iyanla Fix My Life about a girl who found out she was kidnapped and raised as someone else's. And her birth parents were alive. It was so sad. The girl was very messed up by it. She loved the woman like a mother, and so reconciling it with the truth of how she came to be in this woman's life and even her name being different was ripping her apart. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.